Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video I wanted to make a tier list priority for the epic charms which we're going to be having at reset. We're going to have the next stages of Duo trials, which means that we will be able to get those epic, basically golden colored charms. Okay, so we are going to tier it in terms of Dream Realm. That is going to be the major focus in order to score higher. But the most important thing is the heroes which are purchasable in the shop, basically the heroes from this season. Get their charms from the charm merchant. It will only cost you gold. You don't have to use any essence in order to craft them, and it's just gonna save your resources for other heroes to craft those more important ones. But all of these heroes are pretty important. Alicent and Nazric are gonna be very important if you have them built. As you've been seeing, Nazric is quite prevalent in Dream Realm right now, and Alicent likely is going to be once we make it to Endless bosses. Mihira for AFK stages, if you have one copy or higher, you can go ahead and pick up her charms. And Isabella, we're going to have to see for Nocturne Judicator if she's going to do well, but might as well pick up her charms. It doesn't really hurt because it's only gold. Okay, now for the S tier of charms, the number one hero as always is going to be Shmira. You want to craft Shmira charms. That's going to be a major priority. We're going to see which is the top team for the Dream On boss tomorrow, and then try to craft your charms on day one according to that. I'll probably make a video catered towards just which ones I'm planning to craft for that day one. But Shmira is going to be the most important mage to get your charms crafted of, and the most important damage dealer to get charms crafted of in the game. Valara is going to be a very important support. Her charms are going to power up your team by giving them an attack buff, and Valara is used in multiple top Dream On boss teams, so definitely you want to pick up Valara's charms as one of the most important priorities for the supports. We have Ravion as well. So Ravion is good. He's a sub DPS buffer. I know Nazric is kind of sometimes taking the place of Ravion, but I still think they're going to be many players out there who have Ravion but not Nazric built, and in which case you're going to be using Ravion in a lot of top Dream On teams, at least for the time being until we make it to Endless. So I think definitely getting Ravion charms are going to be the most important out of the rogues. Then we have Twins. Twins are also going to be important. They're a part of almost every single Dream On boss team. Their charms are going to boost the attack to nearby allies. That is going to be very helpful for your Dream Realm teams. And then we have Baelran. So Baelran is in the top team for the Blightshroom Dream Realm boss, which is basically it for right now. But moving into Endless difficulty, you're going to see a lot more of Baelran, and he is going to obviously benefit greatly from his charms. So that's why I think he's the most important warrior if you have Baelran built to be getting his charms crafted for. If you don't, then there are other warriors which we will talk about as well, so don't worry about that. But yeah, Baelran number one are the warriors. And then we have Zany. Zany is going to be the most important marksman to get your charms crafted up. She is in the top team for Blightshroom and likely will remain there, and that's basically it. But I mean, also some niche usage in AFK stages and things like that. But get her charms crafted if you have Zany built. And then we have Faramore, who is another rogue. Faramore is used in some top Dream On boss teams as of right now, so definitely he is an important priority to consider when you are crafting your rogue charms. However, there is also Sinbad here, and it's really difficult deciding between Sinbad and Faramore. And honestly, maybe I should even put Sinbad up into that higher tier, because Sinbad is in one Dream On boss top team, which was the Nocturne Judicator. But on top of that, sometimes he's used in other teams, maybe not the overall top pay-to-win version, but the top more budget-friendly version. And so I think Sinbad also is a major priority for rogues. So the rogues are going to have quite a bit of competitiveness. There are three kind of priorities for you to be crafting their charms, but basically just play it by ear and see whichever is the top performing Dream On boss team for that day. You want to make sure you have those heroes charms crafted, and then day by day you're going to get all three of these rogue heroes complete. Then we have in the A tier, we have Rainier. So Rainier is still dominating in pre-endless Dream On bosses, and if you have Rainier at Mythic Plus, definitely you want to get his charms upgraded as well. That will improve your damage output for Dream On content until Rainier is phased out, because once we make it to endless difficulty, eventually Rainier is going to be phased out, but for right now, he still is strong. And then we have Shakir. Shakir was surprisingly even in one of the top teams for Mirage Frostbite today, but apart from that, he necessarily isn't always in the top team, like in Nocturne Judicator. Now you have Fay there. Oh wow, I didn't even mention Fay. Fay needs to be up here. Okay, major mistake. I didn't mention Fay, so Fay has to be up here for Nocturne Judicator. And Shakir, honestly, I think has to move maybe down the line. Yeah, so we're gonna have Fay, because Fay for Nocturne Judicator, she is going to power up the Midnight Hunter to increase his melee damage, and that is really important. And her charm quality bonus is essential for that. and buffing and increasing that buff value by even a small amount is going to be beneficial and improving your score. We have Mikola because she's using Blightshroom Dream on boss, and actually she's even using one of the teams, the Shakira team from Mirage Frostbite today. So getting her charms crafted is going to be important. So we have Mikola Thorin for the King Croaker Dream on boss. He is still in some of the top, basically the top team. When we make it to Endless, then there are going to be probably different top teams, of course, but for right now, Thorin still is the top, and getting his charm quality upgrade that will increase the attack buff slightly to nearby allies. And then we have the Shakir, like we mentioned, is mainly only today the Mirage Frostbite team. Apart from that, like we said, Nocturne Judicator Fay has kind of taken over the place of Shakir, and now Shakir isn't being used in Nocturne Judicator, but some budget teams are still relying on Shakir. So Shakir is not a major charm priority, honestly, all things considered. I think I have to actually move him down a bit lower, and I'm going to move Lenya up a bit higher, actually. So let's talk about Lenya. So Lenya is going to be a great damage dealer for the Necro Drake and Dream on boss. She's currently in the top team. However, things are very likely to change very, very soon. This is about the time where Harak begins to come online. Even in Hell difficulty, sometimes Harak is used in Necro Dragon, and I wouldn't be surprised if the next time Necro Dragon comes around, Harak will be in the top team. Because, yeah, around Hell, and then of course in Endless, that's when Harak is going to be stealing the whole show. So Lenya has very numbered days. She's not going to be used for very much longer. But for right now, she is technically in the top team. So I have her up here. Yeah, we can have her here. And then we have Sonya. Sonya is used in some top Dream on boss teams or some budget, like second or third best team options. Her charms just increase her own damage slightly, but eventually you would want to get them because she is meta for some teams. And then we have Hugin. Hugin is meta for the Nocturne Judicator Dream on boss, and so getting his charms is going to improve your score for that boss fight, so you'll want to get his charms. Then we have Saida and Brian. I put Saida and Brian here for AFK stage pushing heroes. So, out of the AFK stage, I haven't really prioritized that much here. Like, I haven't included many AFK stage heroes, but your main carry on the team, which will be either Saida or Bailaran if you have them built, or even Brian, I think you should get their charms for AFK stages. But of course, get your Dream Realm sorted first, but then it's still in the A tier. We have the key carriers for the AFK stage pushing, which will be either Saida or Brian, or sometimes even both. And then in the B tier, we have other heroes. We have Bonnie, who is not necessarily in any top Dream Realm team for right now, and will not likely be coming into a top team, but she's in some budget options. She can technically sometimes be used in AFK stages, so I have her here for charms. Kruger is in the top team for Nocturne Judicator. Probably even for Necro Draken, he'll be on the top team. So getting his charms will boost his own damage, but it's only to boost his own damage, so it's not very, like, major, because he's mainly there for his debuffs anyway. And then we have Athalia. Athalia is in one of the top team options for Mirage Frostbite today, and maybe could see some use in Necro Draken, but generally, Athalia is probably not going to be good for Dream Realm, but I have included her here, because, like, she sees some niche use in Dream Realm. Honestly, I can move her way down. Because I'm not going to be prioritizing Athalia's charms, but yeah, I may if she's in one top team, I will do it, but other than that, I probably won't. Then we have Coco, who can be used for, like, when there's survival issues in Dream Realm, and her charms are going to improve her own survival and also give more of a tanky buff to the ally in front of her. That can be useful, so I am going to put Coco here in the B tier for charms, but not a major priority. And then we have Damon. Damon is used in some Dream Realm teams, but not really in the top teams and kind of the more budget-oriented teams. And the sad news is that even when we make it to Endless, Frosty has told us from the testing on Pioneer server that Damon is not going to be in very many top teams, unfortunately, because they're just better HP loss, HP pure base damage dealers right now, and so Damon will not really be able to earn a spot on the team. However, he still is a solid hero in those budget comps, and I think getting his charms would be good for some people, and eventually I'll even get his charms too. Then we have, okay, so now all of these heroes from Valka onwards, these are going to be the endless damage dealers, which right now probably you're not going to see in these upcoming 1 or 2 weeks, but then after that, in the 3rd or 4th week, this is when you're going to begin seeing them. So you can maybe plan ahead, maybe get their charms ready, because we're going to be making it to Endless, especially the high spenders. We're going to be making it to Endless within 10 days from now for the higher spenders, and then we're still going to have these orange charms, and you'll want to min-max for that. So Valka is going to come online for Endless Dream on bosses. You might be wondering, where is Valka? We're like, Valka has had her Supreme Plus skill upgrade, but she's still not seen in any top teams. Is because we haven't made it to Endless. And Endless is where she really begins to shine, and she is going to be into maybe 2 or 3 of the top Dream on boss teams for the week. And so getting our charms will be important. Harak will be for Necro Draken, like we said, and Harak may even come online at the next time we see Necro Draken, and that's why I think maybe you can consider getting his charms. And he's a warrior hero as well. There are not very many warrior heroes you want to get charms for. This Baelrank, Sonya, Kruger, and mainly Harak. And then we have Feresto. Feresto is going to be, again, a tank, and tanks usually don't really want to have. There are not many tanks here that you would want to have charms on, so you can get Feresto's charms. The reason for Feresto is he's probably not going to be a damage dealer himself, but if we do see Harak and Necro Draken, it's probably going to be a Harak and Feresto combo together, and then having Feresto charms will benefit your overall team. So yeah, you can do it with that in mind. Then we have Ludovic, Pandora, who are both endless damage dealers. They will only really probably be used when we actually make it to endless difficulty, not hell, but in endless. And even in endless, it's probably going to be Pandora before Ludovic, because the thing is, Ludovic doesn't really come online until his mythic charms, his insight charms for that bonus skill power. Without that, his HP loss damage just isn't high enough. It's kind of like Mahira level of HP loss damage, somewhere around there. His charms give him a great boost in damage output. But Pandora will be good just from our raw multipliers, and probably I wouldn't be surprised if in this phase, within maybe 3 or 4 weeks, we're probably going to begin to see Pandora a bit, but it will be only in endless when we make it to endless. But then yeah, getting Pandora charms couldn't be bad. And then we have Ludovic, Smokey. Yeah, they are endless damage dealers, but like the thing is, Ludovic will come online with his insight charms, which is way later. So these epic charms are not a major priority, but there could still be some teams where he is in the top even with the epic charms, although I find it unlikely, maybe for Primal Lord or something. And Smokey, he just doesn't deal enough damage anymore, and we have other buffers. So Smokey really is usually just skipped in top Dream Realm boss teams, but I did include him here because just for like completeness sake, all of the potential Dream Realm heroes I wanted to include in this list because these are going to be your major priorities. But that should be basically it. I think I did cover everything. If there's any other hero you believe should be up here, feel free to share that in the comment section. I didn't focus on AFK stages or even PvP because those are going to be second and third priorities, but I didn't focus on the key damages for AFK stages, which are Baelran, Saida, and Brian, and even Valara. You're going to see these heroes in AFK stages. The other heroes like Iron, Almas, they do not necessarily need their charms, or even Theodore, they don't need their charms to be effective, and even their purple charms are going to work just fine, so I don't consider them a major priority because it's not going to improve your AFK stage pushing by that much, but the damage dealers it would to an extent, and that's why I've included them here. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this is helpful, and stay tuned for my video tomorrow where we will talk about day 1 crafting, like what I'm planning to do for that day, depending on what Dream Realm team is being run for that day as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. If you're not already a member of my AFK Journey Discord server, please join that. There's a link to that in the description of this video. Also, if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Firelight store. There's a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.